Yeah, I've been very fortunate so far to work with some incredible names. DK Lillee's been one that's been there for me since I was sort of 13 or 14, which has been absolutely incredible.
How is this possible that you get to work with Dennis Lillee?
It's a funny story. I was back down. We were in Perth at the time, but we went back down south over the holiday break. I reckon I was in year 9 or so. And I was coming back from a stressy and I was bowling to a bin down the side of a mate's house as fast as I could on a gravel road. I was absolutely peppering the bin, and he has 2 houses, and he was watching from his house up on top of the hill. For some reason thought that there was a little bit of pace there, or there was a little bit of something. And he was very good friends with a man named Rod Duggan, who's a close friend of DK's, and Max got in contact with Rod and said that our kid's absolutely peppering a bin on the side of the house, and I think he's got a little bit of pace behind him. So gave Rod a call, and then Rod got a hold of DK, and DK sort of came back and was like, I don't really want to work with anyone under the age of 17 or 18. His thing was once they've developed their own action and their own understanding of cricket, then he felt like he could help them. He didn't want to grab people too early and sort of change anything. So, I ended up, that just sort of got buried, and a few months went by, and then I don't actually remember how it all ended up happening, to be honest, but I think I was back down there again, and Rod got in contact with Dennis again, and then eventually convinced him to have a session down at South Perth. I went down to the nets as a 13 or 14-year-old, and DK watched, and then from there he sort of ended up breaking his own rule, which was an absolute privilege. And as I said, I'm very thankful and very fortunate to have him in my corner.
You have got a beautiful, smooth action. Have you modelled that on anyone in particular?
There's been a few. I don't know if it's been modelled off. There was a lot of inspiration from Dale Steyn when I was young, watching him charge in and bowl as quick as he could and terrorise batsmen. I think that was probably the most influential cricketer that I had. And then as Mitchell Johnson in the Ashes series, as any young kid has watched, was pretty incredible. And then I went through a bit of a stage of watching the old West Indies era of Malcolm Marshall and so forth, and went back through that era and sort of fell in love with fast bowling through that as well. So there's been a combination of people, but I'd say Dale Steyn would have been probably the number one.
Oh, see, I was one of those batsmen that were terrorised by Dale Steyn. I hated facing him. I'm getting the shivers now just thinking about it.
I was just thinking about that famous series.
I watched that the other day.
South Africa.
The video.
Oh no, so embarrassing.